Alright guys, this is a long play review for Fruity Frank on the Amstrad CPC, released by Kuma Software in 1984, the same year of release of the CPC 464 itself. So one of the very earliest games ever on the Amstrad, and also one of the most fondly remembered and loved games. Now, I never actually played it until a few years ago, but I love it a bit. The programmer Steve Wallace, he claims it's a clone of an arcade game called Dig Dug, but actually I think it's more like Mr. Do, which I'm just showing you a little bit of footage here from the Mr. Do arcade machine. Pay attention to the ball you can throw and bounce around the screen, apples that drop on enemies, collecting fruit, and see the spawn point in the middle of the screen there, which is like a slice of cake there. If you touch it, the enemies freeze and some nastier enemies come along. When we see the Fruity Frank game in a second, this will all look very, very familiar. And it's definitely more of a clone of Mr. Do than, say, Dig Dug. But anyway, the Amstrad version, here's the instructions, what little they are. Your fruit garden has been invaded by marauding monsters. Pick the fruit while avoiding the pursuing monsters. Push apples onto the monsters, and as a last resort, throw your ball at them to kill them. Watch out for the dropping plum monsters and strawberry monsters. High score table, choice of free speeds, demonstration game, and musical accompaniment. There we go. Right, so we're learning Fruity Frank up here now on the Amstrad. And this is just the loading screen. Yes, programmed by Steve Wallace. There is actually a Fruity Frank website, and he's also bizarrely got. He also don't know how long ago, but he does have a musical band called Fruity Frank and the Frisky Freaks, and he sings a lot of political sort of songs and stuff. I will leave links in the description if you want to go and check it out. But nice presentation here on the title screen. Gives you the controls. Just saw there what points we get for killing various monsters, and also a high score table. There isn't really an ending to this game. It's more of a score attack game, I suppose. And there's a way of just racking up a massive score without dying, which kind of ruins the point of it. And the game loops around from level 7 onwards, although there are slight variations in the levels. More on that in a second. Well, here's level 1, and off we go. So yes, run around, collect the fruit, but you can't collect the apples. Ideally you want to drop them on someone's head. You can push the apples, and if you move under them, move very, very quickly, because unlike, say, like Boulder Dash, the boulder doesn't rest on your head. Like in Boulder Dash, the apple will just fall regardless and will kill and squash you also. Now, if there's a spawn point there in the far left of the screen flashing away, if you pick it up, all the big nose yellowy orange monsters freeze on the spot. Then a nasty green frog comes along, and he's much faster and quicker. Oh yes, the strawberry monster there, just killed him. He is mentally quick. Yeah, a lot going on there, quite a short level. It's all a single screen affair. And of course we've chosen the fast speed here as well. So lots to talk about in a short space of time. Because I'm just doing sort of one loop through this game. I'll end up on level 8, and it sort of loops around. And on level 8 I'll show you a special sort of technique for racking up a huge score, which another YouTuber found actually. Quite an old video actually on YouTube. If you search for Fruity Frank building a house, you'll see what I mean. So big thanks to him for finding that. And there we go, that's level 2 already done. And quite a short video. But this game is hugely fun. It's lovely, colourful graphics. Really, really nice sound effects. Fun sprite design. I like how the levels sort of change their garden or whatever, the layouts, there's different colours used. It's really nicely presented. Oh yeah, I picked up that spawn point thingy. Now all those big nose monsters are frozen to the spot. I mean, the green frog chasing us there. Like the flashing colours there, and also the wipeout sort of there, the fade out there to the next level. All really nicely done. Now this may not mean much, especially if you've seen a lot of the Amstrad games released on my channel that I've done long plays for, released, you know, perhaps in the late 80s, early 90s, where people had really learned how to program the Amstrad really well. But I want you to bear in mind, guys, this is 1984, the same year as the CPC 464's release. And for its time, this is an excellently programmed game. Because if you think about the other games released the Amstrad in the same year from Amsoft and a few other companies, they're really crap. Really crap. And this plays absolutely excellently, and just the presentation of it as well. Sprites move nice and fluidly around the screen. Controls are responsive. And everything's tip-top, really, and people still love playing this game to this day. Simple game, but really excellently produced and executed, really. And also, given this was released in 1984, the same year as the Amstrad CPC's release, we'll be celebrating the 30th anniversary of the 464 in June, and hence why I'm looking at some of the best games ever released on the Amstrad, and I thought it was important to look at this one, probably the first really excellent game released for the Amstrad. On to level 7, which essentially is kind of like the last level. And then it loops around again to the same sort of backgrounds. However, the layout does change of the apples and the fruit, and where the monsters spawn. So if I lose a life here, the level resets, but with a different layouts, which is kind of interesting. I think there's about like 3 layouts per level, they occur randomly, the layouts. But anyway, essentially, I've just completed the game. And what I'm doing here, guys, is I'm about to go build a little house. Now, very important there to stop the monsters spawning, to give you a bit of breathing room. Drop an apple there, and you can only do this on a certain right layout. Now, I've built a little space there, and I've been surrounded by fruit, and there's no way any of the monsters can get through to me there. And with your little ball you can throw, if you stand there, you can just basically stand there forever. Throwing your ball, racking up a massive score. And, well, there you go. There's a fun little trick there. We've got the green frog running about there. That's because I picked up the that flashing spawn location thing. Once he's picked up... Oh, there's the evil red strawberry. He's really fast and homes in on you. And yes, because we've touched the spawn point, remember the big nose yellow monsters, they froze on the spot temporarily. But no more can spawn now. But the green frog continually spawns, as does the 4 sort of plum monsters in purple. And if you spend too long, the evil red strawberry comes along. So there we go. I still love this game. I'm going to give this a good score. I'm going to give this 9 out of 10. Still great fun to play. It's more fun in short blasts. Not something you're going to play for hours and hours and repeatedly so, but it's great fun. And if you have never checked out Fruity Frank before, go and check it out. This is an Amstrad exclusive, later port to the MSX. I'm not sure if the Specky got a version or not. I don't think it did. I think it was just the Amstrad, and then possibly the MSX as well. Steve Wallace did a few games for QMAR, and most of them cloned. There's a Defender clone he's done as well. Might have a look at that. And QMAR did quite a few decent little games for the Amstrad based on coin-ops. So there you go, that's Fruity Frank for you. 9 out of 10 from me. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll be back very soon again. Alright, cheers, bye.